I have been meaning to record this video for a really long time. You can tell by the amount that my hair has grown from the last time I recorded all about MySims essences. Obviously, back in November, we got a re-release of MySims and MySims Kingdom on the Switch. Cannot believe it's like almost been a year since that, but since I uploaded that video, I've had so many comments being like, where can I find this essence? Where can I find that essence? The original video does have everything timestamped, so you can literally scroll through the bottom, you can scroll in the description, and you can just find the one that you're looking for. But today I wanted to focus on the garden because I didn't really go into the detail of the garden in that original video. I had obviously just got my first hands on with MySims on Switch, and I didn't want to give correct or incorrect information. I just hadn't done too much playing. Thankfully, now after all those months, I know how the garden works, even though I still haven't played a lot of MySims on the Switch. There's been other Switch games, so what can I say? Fortnite and Pokemon have like overrun my life. So today I'm just gonna tell you where you can find the garden, how you access the garden, and what essences you can actually find in the garden, and what you specifically need, I think, for a lot of the asks that your villagers will give to you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is an Animal Crossing. Villagers? No. Townies. Commercial Sims, more so. We are starting at my Sims house, just so I can really show you where the train station is. Keep in mind, the train station actually doesn't unlock until star level 2. So you need to make sure that your town is at a star level 2 before you even try to think about accessing the train station. I've done other videos like talking about the star level, how to get that up. Basically, you just need to move in commercial sims, do tasks for them, and your star rating will go up. And every time you go up a star, something will unlock. You can see where my sim is from this little red arrow. The train station is literally just here, kind of near the like woodsy orchard bit that you can create in your town. Some of your houses are going to be different. If you're playing this from the get-go, Violet's house is also very, very close to the train station. So we are going to mark this as a waypoint, and then we can run over in this direction. We're gonna cross over this bridge here, and boom. It's really not far from your house at all. This is what the train station looks like. Obviously, there are 2 tunnels and train tracks. There's a little model train, and then this is where you can actually purchase your tickets. It says visit your garden. You just click on that and it loads into the garden. Like I said, as long as you are past star level 2 or you've reached star level 2, you can see it up in my top left corner. I am only just a level 2 really, but I have access to the gardens. Now, thankfully, once you actually reach these gardens, it doesn't work the same way that it did on the PC version all those years ago. So initially, when this came out, you couldn't get all of the essences in your garden. They weren't all available to you all at the same time. You actually used to have to visit other players' gardens to see what essences they had, and that was the only way to get every single essence. Thankfully, that has been removed. Unfortunately, along with that, multiplayer has been removed. So you can't even move townies into your garden. I know there are building spaces, but this is basically just for decoration. You can build here, but it means absolutely nothing, which I kind of wish if they weren't going to do the multiplayer integration, they would have just let you like have townies in here instead, because it would at least give you a couple of plots of extra land that you could actually expand your town upon, considering there isn't enough lots in the actual town to have like all of the townies move in. Luckily for us, I think the 6 essences that you do actually need for tasks and for commercial sims are actually freely available. They all come on trees, which is a godsend because with them actually like shifting and making every essence available in every garden, some of them are super rare. Specifically, some of the prospecting looking ones. It's really hard to find. It's either microscopes or telescopes. They're really difficult to come by, and I know a lot of people struggle, but thankfully 6 commercial sims were also added with the garden, and those 6 commercial sims will actually need essences from the trees. So those include 12 bananas for Sadella, 10 cube puzzles for Alexa, Natalia needs 8 textbooks, Terry needs 6 kittens, Flipper needs 16 pinwheels, and Wendelin needs 8 ravens. Trees are luckily the easiest, and you can also grow these where you want to. So all you have to do is harvest. This is a textbook right there, and you can go plant that back on your initial town. You can plant it in the desert, wherever you want it. Then we've got the banana tree over the opposite side of the textbook. And then as you can see, we have other trees kind of dotted around. So we're actually just gonna follow this path around so that I can show you what other trees we have on offer. So over here, we actually have another banana tree. I might have planted some of these, so they might be a little bit different actually within your game. Directly next to either that empty lot or another banana tree, we have the cube puzzle. The cube puzzle, you can also oil it. You can also melt it down to get some gears from it if you want, if you don't already have gears. And then we'll follow this path. We have another tree over here. This is the kitten tree. Following it even further, again, up on this corner, you have another kitten tree. And then finally, if we go up here, there is a textbook tree. Now, just from following that path, we've got every single one of the tree essences, minus ravens and pinwheels. If we open up our map, you can see an orchard over here. And this is where you'll find those last two. This bigger one, if you go across the bridge and then take a left at the path, you can just follow it round, and this is where you will find the ravens. And then diagonally on from this, if you just go across the river, you will find the pinwheels. For all the other garden essences, it used to be that each one had their own individual place, kind of like in the original game, where certain essences can only be found from prospecting in certain areas and fishing in certain areas. In the Cozy Bundle version, they actually eradicated this. So any prospecting items can be found from the 2 prospecting areas on the map, and then any of the fish available can be found in the 2 fishing spots on the map. So we're gonna prospect first. I'm gonna show you where those are. One of those is in this very bottom corner to the right of the train station. If you set your waypoint for like this little crevice right here at the bottom of the map, you'll be able to find it really easily. I mean, it is right there, literally right next to the train station. And then we are going to start prospecting. I have unfortunately found that some items are very, very rare. You will come across a ton of the most common ones, such as penguins, compasses, bats, but the microscopes, the telescopes, they are a lot harder to find. I still think I have yet to find like either of them, but by prospecting in the garden, you can find bats, compasses, dragons, freezer bunnies, fruit pies, microscope, penguins, telescopes, uber shinies, and UFOs. And once again, from the train station, if you go up to the very top left of the map around this area right here is where you'll find the second prospecting. So we're just gonna plunk down our little waypoint, pick up this textbook as we go, head over to this back corner. DJ Candy has decided to come out and do a little boogie. Boom, damn, look at that waypoint placement. I got that so spot on. And this is where you will find the second second area to prospect. But like I said, you can find all the same different types of essences here in the Cozy Bundle version for Switch. They're not like split up into different groups, which I have been doing this probably for about 10 minutes, and I am yet to find a telescope. Way! There we go. 4 microscopes. All I needed was to manifest. I just needed you lot watching. Sometimes my games like to embarrass me when you lot are watching. And finally, there are 2 ponds. Again, it's the same as prospecting. You can get every single fish that's available in the gardens from either of these fishing points. The first one is going to be this pond on the left hand side, so if you just put your waypoint towards the side of it, it will point you in the right direction. Oh, I didn't think that I was going to be able to get up there then, but it's honestly just near the orchard over in this corner, and you can fish. There is a little bit of, I think, maybe a glitch, especially like around this post. As soon as you get like anywhere close to it, it will make your bobber disappear, so just be careful with that. Honestly, the second area might be easier for you to fish in because it also happens near this rock as well. It just feels like maybe the sensitivity or like the area for that is a little bit too large, so it does take you out of fishing in this pond just a little bit. But from these fishing points, you can find the batfish, the beta fish, electric eels, gobies, puppets, robofish, rubber duckies, salmon, and tuna. Honestly, saying rubber ducky completely just threw me off. Also, good luck to you whilst you are fishing in this game if you are like me and you are suffering from Joy-Con drift, because I specifically have it on my left hand side Joy-Con. Whenever I go to the left side, I exit out of fishing, which is really, really annoying. I either need to try and swindle Switch 2 somehow, or I need to buy myself some new Joy-Cons for sure. And the second fishing area is this pond over here. If you just put this somewhere near the tree, you will definitely be able to walk on over here and find where you are meant to be fishing using the dock. It's just past that kitten tree. Like I said, this one is that little bit easier considering it doesn't actually have like the rock or the sensitivity really around the post as much as the first place does. I will also say fishing in the garden is definitely easier than prospecting. You can get all of the fish available in the garden much quicker than you can find every single essence from prospecting. It just seems that the odds are much higher. These are more evenly spread. Everything that you just received from the gardens, for the cute essences, we have the freezer bunny, the penguin, the puppet, and the kitten. In the fun interest, you have beta fish, gobies, rubber duckies, and pinwheels. Geeky has the cube puzzle, the electric eel, the robofish, the uber shiny, and the UFO. Spooky is filled with bats, the batfish, the dragons, and the raven. Studious interest gets a compass, the microscope, and the telescope along with the textbook. And finally, Tasty obviously gets the bananas, the fruit pie, salmon, and finally tuna. And there we go. There's all the essences that you can find in the MySims Cozy Bundle garden. Keep in mind, you do have to be a star level 2 to actually access this, and then you just travel there using your train station in your town. Super easy to come across. Unfortunately, trees are the only ones that you will be able to plant, so you may not eventually even need to travel for those ones that come from the trees. Quite handy that the 6 commercial sims that came with the gardens actually do use those ones that can grow on trees to kind of reduce the back and forth. I personally found that in the upper left hand corner is where I found a lot of the telescopes, and that was my first time actually finding a telescope in this game, which is wild. That's how rare they used to be. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it was informative. I hope you could easily follow it. If you need to ask me any questions, do not hesitate to ask me down in the comments below. And I will also link my original video going over every single essence in MySims Cozy Bundle, all the places where you can find them, how you actually get up your star level. I haven't done much for MySims Kingdom just because I haven't played it that much. It was also never available on PC, so it's not like I could have gone back to like an old save file that I had from like years ago the way that I could with this game. Maybe eventually, if I do get through that game, then I will do a full comprehensive guide on all the essences that you can find in that game, because I know that it is helpful to see it on video. But I appreciate all your questions on the original that kind of inspired me to record this. I hope you have fun in your MySims Cozy Bundle, and I will speak to you all in my next one. Bye now.